Greetings, 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 and welcome to live stream number 64. I am your beautiful host. I am Mike. Welcome. Let's see who's joining us today. I don't know where any of that came from. Jeffrey is here. Hello, my friend. Radio. Cecil, hey, buddy. Butch Magnum is present. Butch, I know it's been a while, but the Tri-X that I sent you for the, I think it was the 5,000 subscribers send away. It has been processed and scanned, and I have your film. I don't remember if I actually sent you the digital copy, but I do have everything done. I just need to get it out to you. But I'm going to triple check everything. So sorry for the delay. Steven's here. Hey, buddy. Who is that? Is that Tobin's photo and video? You know, you've been making it to some live streams. I'm proud of you. Travis is here. Slides into the chat box. Matthew is here. Hello, buddy. Barry's here. Good afternoon from South Florida fellow filmmakers. Hello, Barry. Mike is here. Hey, 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 honchos. Lyle, hey, buddy. Always good to see you. Radio says, I finally ordered one from Japan. Camera, I'm assuming, right, Radios? You got a Japan. Oh, because you were wondering about ordering from Japan. I see their auctions or their listings all the time on eBay. They, as in sellers from Japan. And I've never ordered, I don't think, any cameras from there, but they always make them look so good, like they're brand new. So I don't know. Let me know how that works out for you. Eric is here. Hey, buddy. Travis says, Barry Steinledge, what town you from? What town you live in? I think he's down in Fort Lauderdale, but I'm sure he probably already answered. Hey, Rimjet, how are you, buddy? Gordon's here. Hello from Maine. What's the weather like in Maine right now? Is it starting to get chilly, Gordon? Bonnie says, on time. Am I muted? Marshmallow Man. Am I still muted? I unmuted. I shouldn't be. Huh. I want to make sure. Can everybody hear me? Somebody said I was still muted. Bonnie did. Oakland Park, a suburb of Fort Lauderdale. Hello, hey, Silver Horse is here. How are you? Bonnie, or not. Oh, were you messing with me? What's up, baby? Me name. What's up? Yeah, getting my attendance point. You're getting a lot of points up. Hey, Anthony is here. Hi, how are you, my friend? Anthony Hall. Any relation to Anthony Hall? Anthony Michael Hall? One of my favorite 80s actors of all time. Not yet. No apology. Okay, good. I will get on that. I know I've already scanned it. And I will send the physical film back to you soon. I promise. I have a bunch to send back to people anyway. So I'll get that taken care of, and I'll upload your film for you. Hi from Southern Arizona. Hello, Mark. Jeffrey says, debating on paying $350 on fixing a DSLR or buying a new, nearly identical one for about $550. Well, I mean, That's an interesting little question, or debate rather, Jeffrey. I don't know what I would do. I mean, my mechanic, probably because he's a mechanic, but he's also a friend for my car, he always suggests getting your car fixed rather than buying another used car. But in your case, the camera isn't used. I wonder why he would recommend getting it fixed. He's right, though, because you spend 20 grand on a new used car, or, you know, 500 bucks, you know, every 3 or 4 months getting the old one maintained, and, you know, I guess, I don't know, get as much life as you can out of them. That's a really good debate, Jeffrey. I don't know what I would do. I maybe probably just opt for the new one, but I don't know. 23. Wow, Gordon. Okay, that's chilly. Ooh, we may be going to Indiana in December. I think we are, the end of December. Driving, so it's going to be a little chilly. Like. Yes, Mike, thank you. Everybody hit that button, the thummy thing. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for confirming. Everyone can hear me. That was Bonnie just playing tricks on me. Let me see. What are we at? What are we at? What are we at? What are we at? Sounds okay. I can hear you. I can hear you. Bonnie, my headphones. Oh, you were muted, Bonnie. Or maybe I muted you on purpose. Unfortunately not, Mike, but tuning in from Dubai. Well, thank you. That's quite a distance. My brother performed in Dubai a few years ago. He did. My brother is a professional. My older brother, professional magician by trade, and he's been everywhere, just about every country in the world. And he was in Dubai doing magic. He's a close-up magician. Old Radios, did you get one that was an excellent +5 without dusts and only slight haze? that's the canned description, isn't it, Stephen? Hey, Jedediah's here. Hey, buddy. That's Jeff. That's Jedediah. That's the fella that made this for me. If you've not visited a live stream from us, we did a couple of streams on this. This will be back in production, or back in use, full use, very soon, maybe this coming week, because Barry sent me a film to try in this. I've used this twice, once with ECN2 and once with black and white, and it performed fine, and I'm going to try it with some Sonic 25 very soon. This is the G-Now 3D printed 100-foot spiral. So we're going to give that. It was Jedediah that printed that for me. Thank you. Finally got that call back, that client back to me to get that film you developed. She was amazed and said I could share it with you. I'll have a link for you. Oh, awesome. Finally got that client back to me. Okay, cool, Jeff. Thank you. Yeah, let me know whenever you can. That would be awesome. I wanted a Nikon R10. Was sick of waiting for an example to pop on US eBay, so I took matters into my own hands. Good job. Theoretically, you could buy the new one and sell the broken one for parts to make some money back. Then I mean, theoretically, that's not a bad idea either. That's a pretty good idea. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I know, me too, Mike. I'm sorry, I'm reading two things at once. But yeah, I'm curious about his Japan buy too. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. If you could get even $50 to $100 back from it. I don't know what model it is, Jeffrey, but you know, now your new one's only $500 or $450. It was in the low 80s on Wednesday last week. Now it's 58. Sounds like Florida, but it's not 58 here right now. In my city of Port Orange, it is currently. Oh, that's not Port Orange. That's where we're going. 79 degrees and kind of rainy. It's been rainy all day. Mark says, not sure what your theme is for today, but I have a new to me K3 in mint condition with a full kit, case, filters, etc. Congratulations, Mark. You know, K3s, people either really hate them and talk down about them, and usually that's the professionals, or the ones that like to think they're professional, or people really love them, and I really love them. I have two of them. One of them I converted myself to Super 16, and one of them I kept in its native 16mm format, and it's a bit older and it's a little rougher. But my Super 16 one works fantastic. You just have to baby them a little bit and load them properly, and hopefully take out the loop formers, because they have a tendency of kind of scratching the film if you're not careful. But congrats on that, Mark. I think they're great cameras. I got an as-is with a wonky power zoom. Most of them are wonky, the zooms, anymore. I was going to shoot some 8mm FPP X film today, but it decided to rain. I had plans on shooting the i4 eyesore because I'm making an i4 eyesore album for a portfolio project. Is that for your class, right, Travis? And if you guys aren't familiar with the I-4 eyesore, just look that up. Just Google that, I-4 eyesore, and you'll see this building that's been there for like 20 years. That is basically only the exterior has been finished for this entire time. They've never done anything with it. I assume the f-stop will have issues with that grommet, so I'm prepared for that's a pretty common issue, isn't it? I've heard about that. Silverhorse says, we saw the movie here last night, and there was a scene with a Kodak Brownie camera with a 4-bulb light bar. Tom Hanks was filming his son's wedding. Oh, I just scrolled out of that, sorry. In the movie. I saw an old commercial, or an ad. Yeah, it was a commercial. I can't remember where I saw it. It was a Kodak Brownie commercial, kind of like what you're talking about, where the lady was filming with it, holding it, and then it had the classic 4-bulb light bar underneath the camera. I mean, way bigger than the camera itself was the light bar, with these beaming, you know, like 300 to 600 watt sunlight tungsten bulbs that you could literally cook dinner with. Absolutely cook dinner with. Yeah, those things are beasts. And now we just use all these LEDs that do just fine. 50s and raining here in Pennsylvania. I like 50. I don't really like the rainy, gloomy all the time, but 50s, 60s, and 70s is my kind of weather. Oh, the movie Here. That's the movie name. Okay. I thought you were saying you saw a movie here in your home. I gotcha. Anybody have any experience with the Kenor 16mm? No, but they're really cool looking. They kind of mimic the Arri S 16S. Debating buying one with a crystal sync motor. Don't know how quiet it is though. They're not quiet, Matthew. Just because I've read and heard some things about them. They're very similar to the Aeroflex 16S, and I have one, an S, and let me tell you, they're not quiet. I have a crystal motor for mine, 24 frames per second, and without some serious modification, you're not going to do any close, you know, any indoor close range dialogue scenes without really masking that camera. But they're really intriguing. If you happen to get one, let me know, because I'm dying to know, you know, what they're about. They're really cool looking. Silverhorse, I've been seeing a bunch of movie and still cameras in old Dick Van Dyke shows. Didn't he do commercials for Kodak? Oh, X-ray. Yeah, somebody just emailed me about shooting some X-ray film. And I actually no, I don't have X-ray. I have infrared film. I don't think I have any X-ray film. Well, get on it, radios. Nicholas is here. Hello, bud. Love your channel. Thank you from Schwerin, Germany. Super 8 is still alive. Yes, it is. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Been in construction since I was a freshman in high school. I know, it's been forever. And you're like in your 70s now, right? Travis is a little bit younger than me, so I'm just busting him a little. If you were a freshman in high school, I was, yeah. Most folks use that for 8mm. I got mine. Oh man, when I was a freshman in high school, there's a little gnat flying around. Sorry guys. I had it like, what, you were in middle school? Anyone try the FPP Blue Ultra in 16mm? I have personally not tried that, but I like these weird films, so you know, if anybody does try it, let me know. I had a light bar somewhere. I had a bunch of those. In fact, I even tried selling them at some point years ago, and nobody wants them. I see them on eBay sometimes, people asking ridiculous prices. We ended up donating ours to Goodwill or something. Speaking of movies, Mike, you need to watch The Substance. Man, The Substance Man. Classic 1980s horror. I know you'd love it, but scrolling. I know you'd love it, but keep the kids out of the room. It's pretty brutal. I'd never even heard of it, and I've heard of most 80s horror movies. Is it one of them good old low budget ones? because that's, you know, you guys know that's my forte. Who was I talking? Oh, I had a good conversation about a half hour or so the other night on the phone with Dave Knopp. You guys know Dave Knopp from Knopp Chop. But we had a good chat the other night, and we were talking about some of these horror films. He's more in the sort of in tune with the way my wife and most people are with horror. They like that psychological horror. You don't need to see the monster. You don't need to see this and that. Definitely nothing wrong with that, but I like the good old, you know, yeah. Everybody. Jeffrey says, does everybody here in the chat have some form of YouTube channel? Just look, and Tobin has a YouTube subscribe. Yes, a lot of them do. Click on their name, even after the fact. If you guys watch this, or if you are watching this after, you can click on the individual screen names. Travis has got a fun channel, and I know Steven does at New World Film. But quite a few people do have their own little YouTube channels, and they're really fun. I'm subscribed to all of the ones that I know about that are here. Here in the Armenia, I've been to and love Armenia. I have not been to Armenia. Planning on actually uploading new videos someday too. Get on it, Steven. Copy that, Mike. Sorry, guys, it's just this comments are going and going and going. A couple things I do want to talk about. I have a book here I want to show you. It's an older one that was kind of interesting. It's a DIY book, but I'll show you in just a minute. Only interesting because I just looked up the author. My YouTube has been forgotten. I was in the process of uploading some new stuff. Get on it. It's very difficult, by the way, guys. When this video is live, it's live right now, but when this video is actually uploaded to YouTube, when we're all done and you watch it later, it will be my 299th video uploaded to YouTube. And I can tell you, it's not without struggle. It's a grind if you do it. And I don't like to just upload any old thing like a lot of channels do. I like to make it mean a little something. So it's tough. I mean, you know, they say most YouTubers are done between 2 and 3 year mark. They just leave no matter what. And that's the case with most people. And I can see why. I've been there. I mean, like I say, I had a long talk with Dave Knopp, and Dave Knopp has a good YouTube channel, and he knows the struggles, and it's tough. It's tough to, you know, sort of stay relevant and stay, you know, what am I looking for? You know, so people will still want to actually look at your channel, because if nobody's watching, there's no incentive, you know. So it is difficult. Decide, I have a channel but no content yet. Yeah, all of you with no content yet, get some content on there, because I need more content. Can you talk about the Lomo developing tank or alternatives? Things to look out for. The ones selling now are mostly from the Ukraine or in that region. They are, and I'll tell you, Mark, there's only one or two alternatives to that. The easiest and most user-friendly, I should say, but with probably the poorest results, is the bucket method, where you take a bucket, you fill it with chemicals, and you're in a dark room, and you just slosh your film like snake style in the film from one chemical to the next. Certainly not ideal. You're going to have scratches all over your film, but a lot of people do that, and you don't need a tank for that. And then you just, I mean, honestly, it looks really rough, but it is one way to develop film. I would not recommend doing it with Remjet-based film, because it's just turns into a mess. Disgusting mess all over if you do it in the bathtub usually. There's also the Morse G3 tank, which is good for, there's two models. Well, there's probably more, but there's two. There's the actual Morse G3 tank, and it winds. I have one, but it's out there. But it winds 100 foot from one side to the other, and you just keep going back and forth and back and forth. Now that will take 16 millimeter and 35 millimeter film up to 100 feet in length. And I've done a couple videos on that. But there's also one that's very similar. I think it was the Russian-made Morse tank, and it takes 8 or Super 8 and 16 millimeter. It may do 35 also, but it's without the re-exposure window on the front. Excuse me. So it's not really for doing reversal film. The downside to these tanks is they're very labor intensive, because you're not doing anything but turning back and forth, the entire time. You're developing, you're bleaching, you're fixing, whatever you're doing. It's a constant turn. There is another tank. It's very Lomo-esque, and it's made by the Superior Bulk Film Company. They pop up occasionally, and they're for Super 8 millimeter. They pop up occasionally on eBay, and they're typically a lot cheaper than the Lomo 8 millimeter ones or Super 8 ones. But I've never used one personally. Personally, if you're going to get into developing your own film, 8, Super 8, 16, and 35, I would highly recommend just biting the bullet, spend the $200 US, and buy from the Ukraine. It may take a month to get, but try to get a good, solid, working UPB-1A. The Lomo, I mean, they're so insanely versatile. You just be careful with them because they're break prone if you drop them, which I've done many times. I have 3 of them now, and 2 of them work fantastic. One of them has kind of become my parts one. It's not an 80s horror movie, but made... Oh, it's made like one. Okay, good. New movie. I wrote it down. Matthew says, just watched the film I Like Movies. Would recommend. Set in 2003, and at one point the main character goes on a rant about how he needs to get into a film program that shoots 16... Wait, hold on. Sorry guys, the chat is just going crazy on me here. Needs to get into a film program that shoots on 16 millimeter film. I like movies. I do like movies, so I might like that. A couple of things I want to tell you. We're going to rewatch today, might be tonight for some of you, Mike's film, Flying O, because we didn't watch it properly last weekend, and I feel terrible, and I know what happened. Remember, I was asking you guys when we were watching Mike's Tri-X film, I was asking, can you guys hear the music? Because Mike picked out some music, and it fit perfectly. Well, I went back to my timeline, and when I rendered his film with the music attached, I didn't check the box, or I should say I unchecked it previously, to also render audio. So unbeknownst to me, I did not render with his music. So to give it the respect, and Mike the respect that it absolutely deserves, we're going to watch it again the way it was meant, and we're going to watch my Tri-X that I shot with my word, time. We'll do that in a little while. Yes, Ben has a channel, and that's his channel name, Zero Budget Film School, and a really good channel, I might add. I saw the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre yesterday, filmed with an Eclair NPR and Rex 5. It is a really good movie. Well, it's a really good movie if you like that kind of movie. Tobe Hooper is one of his breakthrough film, of course. Yeah, Silverhorse, the Chainsaw Massacre. I know, guys, I'm way backed up on here. Hey, Christian's here. Hey, all. Yep, The Substance. 2024 is a fantastic movie. Demi is back, and the daughter of Andy McDowell is great. Oh, Demi Moore? I like her. Yeah. I got it. It's on here. I'm going to watch it. Hit that bell notification, liked and subscribed. I have a roll of FPP sepia 8mm that I need to shoot when I get some sunshine. Get on it, Cecil. Hey, Russell's here. You're a little late, my friend, but better late than never. The Substance is like the old David Cronenberg body horror films. I'm dying to see it now. Hey, Ben, glad to see you. Yeah, it's always fun to see Ben on here. $2.99. I know. It'll be my 300th. I'm going to do a found film. I got a good one coming up. That will be my 300th posted video. But don't eat while watching this film. I lost my appetite. Thank you for the heads up. You know what we just watched? You guys will chuckle. But you guys all know who Piper is. So me, my wife, Piper, and my oldest daughter will do movie nights some nights on Saturday. And we watched Gremlins. Again, I've seen it many times, but my kids had never seen it, and they liked it. I don't get paid for it, so I put stuff up when I feel like it. Yes, good for you. Guess what? I've got a fever, and the only prescription is more content. Hey, Bent is here. You almost missed it, man. Come on. Zero Budget Ben, I'm finally getting a Nikon. Oh, yeah, he's getting a Nikon. An R10. I think Ben has one of those. Make sure to clean your tanks well after developing rimjet-backed film. Learned that from experience. Yeah, I think I even mentioned that in my original Lomo UPB1A how to use tank. Don't forget to clean your tank. I think I even show scrubbing it with Dawn dish soap. Oh, you got your Lomo this week. Woohoo! Christian says, very similar to Cronenberg film and John Carpenter's The Thing, which is an unbelievably good film. Just cranked it up to 11. Yeah, but Oz goes to 11. Why not just make 10 louder? Yeah, but it goes to 11. Oh, man. I just developed my film in a movie tank now, which is unorthodox. Wanted to... You do that, don't you? You just jam everything into the old Patterson tank. Rimjet says, I've got one from the Superior Bulk Film Company. You only need 500 milliliters to fill it, but it's super slow to fill and drain. And that could be an issue too, Rimjet, because I like the Lomo tanks because of their ease of use. Like the other one that just came out, I think Analog Resurgence did a video on the. It's nice, expensive, but when he did his video, I watched it, and he had a lot of trouble getting the chemicals in and out of it. To me, that is so key when you're not using a constant movement machine for developing. You got to get those chemicals in there as fast as possible and get them out as quick as possible too. And I think that's where the actual Lomo brand tanks score big. I'd love to see the others. The other films, yes. Well, you're going to see mine today, if that's what you're talking about. Don't get too excited. It's, you know, it is what it is. It's our old 40-year-old film. And we're going to see yours, Mike, again. Zero Budget is a very fun channel. Readers, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was shot on 16 reversal. Not sure about the workflow, but they saved this saved one generation. The movie looks great for... I know, it does look good. That was filmed in what, like 1977 or something like that? The end reminded me of certain aspects of Resident Evil. Ooh, I can't say more because I don't want to spoil it. Don't spoil it. I taught a horror film class this summer, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was part of the curriculum. It should be. That should be part of every curriculum in horror, in the horror genre. And a lot of Carpenter's early films, too, were just... I think, you know, the classics should always be there, but by far, definitely, like Alien, you know, the original, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and probably Halloween, and, you know, The Thing was another great example. What was that one John Carpenter did with the glasses? You know, I've seen it a couple times, where the aliens are among them, and you can only see them with the glasses. Had Roddy Piper in it, I think. I know it was really hot when they filmed that movie, and Gunnar Hansen was miserable wearing that mask, I bet. All right, I got a question. I usually don't have much film sitting around, but recently, bought a couple bricks of 35 millimeters. Should I freeze what I'm not using in case I don't get around to it, or fridge? I freeze it if you can. Yes, Mike, good answer. I would always freeze it if you can. Yes. Fridge, at minimum. Well, you know, a 70 to 72 degree Fahrenheit home at minimum. Because I have to keep a lot of mine just out of the fridge and freezer because I have so much. I don't have any room. And I have a deep freezer in my garage that's full to the top of film. So, yes, if you can, freeze it, for sure. Gremlins is fantastic. It's a great movie. Mogwai. The Mogwai. Favorite Christmas movie. By the way, Fujika single 8 cam. There's Bonnie. Were you here? Oh yeah, you were here earlier. I just haven't heard from you. Picture of. By the way, the Fujika single 8 camera I sent a picture of. Oh, it didn't work. No wonder you got it so cheap. Well, at least you got it so cheap. Ben says, last week I wrote a few scripts for short film ideas It's more for me getting used to the setup with double A and testing development, but I had some fun ideas. I'd love to see what you come up with for real. Thanks for the Lomo advice. You just made me spend $190 on eBay. You know, Mark, I just got one not that long ago. This year, I've had them for years, but I just got another one on eBay, and I showed it in a live stream, and it is absolutely, it's down there. It's in mint condition. It looks like it's never been used, and that's kind of hard to come by. I filter my chemicals through coffee filters after developing. Yeah, you have to, for sure, Super Cine. That's great advice. I do the same thing. Otherwise, you look it up in the light and it's just stuff floating in it. Yeah, you gotta filter it. Great advice. Speaking of Gremlins, I need to repost this. Yeah, that's right. You have the Gremlins 2 trailer. Travis posts a lot of 35mm trailers on his channel. He'll get, I think he had What About Bob? He has Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, a lot of the good classics. So if you want to get, you know, all warm and fuzzy, check out some of those trailers he put on there. He sends them, I think, to Negative Space and gets them scanned, and then he reposts them. Super Cine, great idea. Yeah, it is a great idea, Mike. And sometimes I'll filter it twice because you get so many little specks in your chemicals. Ben says, old radios I've only ever bought. Oh, you borrowed an R10, but you've shown them a couple times in your streams, and it is a beast. I used to have an R10. I wish I never got rid of it because I loved it. I bought it at a garage sale here locally, really cheap, and it worked great. And I miss it. I've had hundreds of movie cameras over the years, in the last 30 years. I'm going to assume the f-stop is going to have an issue with that. Well, yeah, I know, that's common. That's also common with the 814s, the Canons. They live. Thank you. Yep, everybody's chiming in. Obey. Obey. Repent. For me, the closest the closet of Dr. Caligari was fascinating because of how long ago it was made. I don't think I've ever even heard of that. Mike, the closet of... I gotta look it up at least. The closet of Dr. Is that right? Closet of Dr. Caligari. Wow. All right, I'm gonna look that up and see what that's about. How old is it? I met Roddy Piper at a convention. Dude was awesome. He seems like a good guy. He's still around, right? He's not gone. I hope. Alien is my favorite film series ever. I know, Matthew. We talked about that. Yes, it was fantastic. Played that this past week in my intro to film class. Nice. They live. You're right, Mary. Marry and reproduce. Yeah, marry and reproduce. That was a weird movie. The Kate Blanchett movie Carol was shot on 16. It came out a few years back and looks beautiful. I've seen the trailer to that, Russell, and it does look... I didn't know it was shot on 16, though. Good news for film buffs. The 2024 award-winning film A Different Man was shot on Super 16. I think more and more people are starting to gravitate back to film. That's exciting. Speaking of horror and sci-fi and... Oh, Jeffrey. And a number 2 pencil. Coming. Dave and I talked about that again. Dave Knopp and I. Knopp Top. I don't think he's here right now, but we did talk about it. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Yes, that was a quote in something, but I can't remember what. Do you remember a movie from the 1960s that centered around giant crabs? I think the name of the movie was The Land of the Giant Crabs. I do remember that movie. I loved old sci-fi movies too. My grandma, my Nana, she loved sci-fi movies, and I used to watch sci-fi movies like Journey to the Center of the Earth and War of the Worlds, some of those good classics. That one sounds really familiar, though, Silver Horse. There's Dave Knopp. Is there a reason that makes it better to freeze instead of just... the only reason I know of is that Kodak recommends it. I think it really stunts the degradation process even more. I think it's kind of like refrigerating your bread or freezing your bread. I mean, I think it just helps stunt the, natural Earth radiation that gets to film a lot better. There's more longevity to it. Carol, Super 16. Goodness. 416, great glass, looks great. That lens makes all the difference in the world. Not to be obnoxious, but how's the K3 light blocking cover? Consume, that's right, Barry. They live. I don't know how the new model of the K3 light blocking cover is coming along. My wife was helping me with that, and she's mumbling something in the other room, but
I said you don't ask for help.
I don't ask for help, she says. Coming along fantastic. I have about 10 that haven't been scanned yet. Gangs of New York, Minority Report, The Scarlet Letter, Steven Seagal movies, Star Wars Revenge and the Sith, and other. Well, get on it, man. Caligari is amazing. You have to see it. I got it right there. The Closet of Dr. Caligari. Like 1918. Oh my goodness. 80 years old. I have to see it. Oh, he died a few years ago. Roddy Piper. Ah, I thought so. That's why he mentioned it. Yes, that's sad. Or 100 years. Over 100 if it was 1918. I had to write a critique on Dr. Caligari, German expressionist horror which inspired Tim Burton's aesthetic. I gotta see it. What? Who dat? That is Jeffrey. Is that something I need to check now, Jeffrey? I just got an email from you. A YouTube channel. I got everything I need to Super 16 one of my K3 cameras. Are you going to go for it, Mike? Just take your time. Just take your time. Don't get frustrated because you'll want to. Oh, you gave me the movie? Is that the whole movie? Oh, awesome. 1920. All right. Jeffrey just sent me the link. It's on YouTube to Dr. Caligari. So I shall be watching that. Thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, be careful with that, Mike. Take the loop formers out while you're in there. And get some black tape, electrical tape ready. Also check out Dr. Mabuse. Dr. Mabuse? M-A-B-U-S-E. Dr. Mabuse. That's another old one, huh? I like old movies. My wife, when I met my wife, her forte, you guys don't even want to know what she just did. It's not camera friendly. Well, it's for some cameras it's friendly, but not for this one. She loves old movies, black and white films, and so it was fun. We used to watch a lot of. What was that? Who's that guy we used to watch a lot of? William, the Tin Man series.
Yeah.
Those were fun movies. He was funny.
And Cary Grant.
Cary Grant, a lot of the good old classics.
Black and white.
Wes Anderson used 16mm a lot too. I know for sure. Moonrise Kingdom is from 16mm. Nice. Predict how we would live by. I know. What was a film where a ship and people were shrunken to go into a human body? Is that old too? Like 100 million years old? I don't know. My favorite variant of that quote, I came here to drink milk and kick ass, and I have finished my milk. Morris Moss from the It Crowd. What was? I don't know, Mike. I don't know what movie. I had to ask ChatGPT for a quote. I'm here because. Oh, that is from They Live. That's right. I knew what you meant, Christian. Metropolis I have seen. That is a great classic. Antiquarium's here. Fantastic Voyage. Is that the movie that he's talking about with the Shrink the People? The Wicker Man. What's that? Wait. More likes needed for this stream. Thank you, Mark. Yes, more likes. If you guys haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. The Wicker Man is a real 70s British Hammer horror film with Edward Woodward. I saw The Wicker Man and it freaked me out. Great movie. Yes, Moonrise Kingdom was shot on 16. Our other famous movies on 16. This is Spinal Tap. Yes, and what a great movie that is. The Hurt Locker, I did not know that was 16. Black Swan, Irreversible. Also, that movie with Nicolas Cage, Leaving Las Vegas, 16 millimeter. Yes, loop formers are gone. I have a new gate and finally bought a lens recentering ring. Get on it. There's some good videos out there on exactly how to do it. Thin Man, yes, great stuff. I'm still using loop formers, but they need to go. They're just really sharp, cheap plastic, those loop formers. And by the way, they're in there, and they only move by strings. Once you get in it and you look, it's strings that pull those things. They're really wonky. The movie Interspace, which I guess is based on Fantastic Voyage, but has Martin Short and Dennis Quaid. I feel like I've seen that as well. The Blair Witch Project, black and white footage was shot on a CP16. Yes, it was. So was Clerks. That was shot on an SR though. I think it was an SR1, Arri SR1. The Wrestler is my favorite 16. What a good movie. We just started a filmmaker club here in Ireland. It's a few people who just want to make movies. Even just sitting down and talking films and filmmaking is super fun. Can recommend. That is awesome, by the way. Anytime you get people together and just want to chat film, that's a good time. Yes, Leaving Las Vegas was shot on 16 millimeter. Some scenes in Black Swan are digital. Is that a coffee cup warmer on your desk? Please expand on this device. It is. I can't stand cold coffee. And by the way, you'll notice these Pac-Man people are starting to disappear. The ghosts. This is one of those mugs where if it's warm, the things show up, but as it cools off, they disappear. So you can see the ghost, so you know where my level is. But yes, this is a warmer that my wife got me. I don't remember what I think she just got it. I don't think it was for anything particular. She does that sometimes. And it works fantastic. 3 settings. You can go, it's just tut, 170 degrees, 150, 130, and off. And it's got a little timer too. But I keep it on 150 usually. John Waters' early stuff, a lot of that, yes. Yes. Didn't he do, who did the Sea Caucus 7 or, that's not John Waters. I think Linklater, is that his name? Did a lot of 16 millimeter work as well. I think Slacker was shot on 16, which was his first film. 16 millimeter and film and found footage horror just goes together perfectly. It does. It's always good to shoot if you're going to shoot film. I mean, if you shoot on 16 millimeter, you can always dumb it down and make it look like 8 millimeter, but you can't do the opposite. You can't make 8 or Super 8 really look like 16. I mean, some people, I guess, would challenge me on that, but I don't think you can. I worked with a band for 4 years. Spinal Tap was not only one of the best comedies, it was nearly realistic to what it was an insanely good comedy. That was his name is Guest, right? I don't remember his first name, the director of that movie. He also did Best in Show and some others that were just insanely hilarious. But this is Spinal Tap. It's one of the best mockumentary comedy movies in the vein of like The Office from the UK and some of the best mockumentaries out there. Awesome movie shown on 16. Mickey Rourke is awesome. He's a nut job now though, isn't he? The Arctic Monkeys music video for most recent album are 16 millimeter and looks incredible. There's even a Steenbeck editor in the video for the song Body Paint. I gotta check that out. Where is the affiliate links for the cup warmer? I know. I'm terrible at making anything money-wise. I just like having film fun. Last House on Dead End Street film with an Aeroflex 16S. Last House on Dead End Street. They must have muffled the heck out of that camera. Still looking for a lens for your Arri 16BL. Keep looking. They're out there, Bonnie. With cameo appearances for the Bolex 155. You've been on a Herschel Gordon Lewis binge. Great director. Andy Warhol's Flesh. I don't like it in black and white. Was shot on an Archon with in-camera sound. It absolutely is optical sound. I used to have an Archon Pro 600 with optical sound, but I never got a chance to shoot with it. I did run it. It ran great, but I never used it. I wish I still had it. Christopher Guest. Thank you, Matthew. Yes. HDL I thought used 35mm. What's HGL? Ektachrome commercial film. Christopher Guest is a British aristocrat married to Jamie Lee. That's right. They've been married a long time. He's a genius. What's that? My wife. Was that 120 film ever planned for this live stream or some other time? Is that the 120 film that we were gonna do a community project with? Is that what you're about? We're gonna do it once I get completely done with all of the Tri-X stuff that I sent out. It's all been scanned. All the Tri-X films have been returned and scanned. They've been returned to me and scanned. I've just been so busy I haven't actually. The last of the ones that I need to showcase need to still be sent. I sent Dave Knopp his, but I need to send Matthew his and Jeffrey his, and let them work on them, and we're going to show them, and then we're going to work on, if that's what you're talking about, work on possibly a 120 project. Warhol used 16. Yes. Oh yeah, the Peter Gabriel concert, Secret World, was shot on Super 16. Fantastic. I'm a big fan of Sunset Boulevard. Me too. Was my all-time faves. Your Name Reminded Me. So here's the thing. Okay, I got a quick question. Oh, by the way, this is the book I was going to tell you about, and I'll get to the question in a second. I bet none of you have ever heard or seen this. I've had this book a long time. It's called Killer Camera Rigs That You Can Build. He used to promote this book, this author, where's his name? Dan Selikovich, right here on the bottom. I bought this in like 2004 or 3. It came out in 2002, I think, or 3, the original. And yeah, 2003, 2004. And this is the second edition. And it's mainly, he just DIYs all of these camera rig products. So I've had this book at least 20 years. I know I love DIY stuff. And this is when I was starting my company as well. And for the record, I never even used any of his ideas because they were pretty amateurish, but they were a lot of fun. But then I started my jib building company, and I ran that for almost about 17 years. And I just kind of wanted to see what DIY he was doing. And there you can see him building a jib and whatnot. But it was a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun going through this book. It was not overly cheap. It's $40, but I thought it was worth it to support, a fellow, artist. And I just looked up, I bought this like 20 years ago, but I just looked up his name, and sadly, he took his own life in 2018. You just never know. Give me that film. I know, Matthew. It's coming, I promise. I have everybody's film scanned. I just need to do a very quick render and then upload it, and you guys can have it. And do whatever you want with it. But you have to send it back to me, because I want to show them. That's the fun of it. The question. So, you remember the film that I got from Kodak? They sent me, my buddy Fred, who's retired, he sent me 2 rolls of film. I know I've sort of, we're beating a dead horse with this, but he sent me 2 rolls of film that I'm dying to shoot. Dying to shoot. But I want to respect this film, because I think all film deserves respect. And it's expired film Kodachrome K40 and Ektachrome E160 or Ektachrome 160. Roll of each. Both expired in the mid to late 70s. Now, ordinarily, I would just sort of scoff at shooting either one of those. But these two rolls, verified pretty much by Kodak, have been frozen since they were manufactured. So I just think it would be fun to do something a little more interesting with them. Now, we talked about this before. We talked about it before. There's a copy of that book on eBay for $17.81. I would recommend grabbing it. It's a great book. Fun. So I want to know if you guys have any good ideas. It's got to be reasonable, you know. I'm going to develop them both in black and white. I'm not taking chances, obviously the Kodachrome, but I'm not going to take a chance and try to develop the Ektachrome in color because I don't want to ruin it. And it is the old Ektachrome that had to be done with a pre-hardener. So I want to film something fun, and I think Mike even mentioned a couple streams ago, at some point there has to be a shot of Piper or, you know, something in it, because he's right, because I want something important to me in it, but I want it to be not just the dog in the backyard like I always do when I test a camera or test film. So I'd like to maybe set up a little scene, or Travis, I know you're watching, maybe something with a freezer in it. There you go. Travis, maybe something we should shoot, you know? I don't know. If you have any ideas, maybe shoot me an email or leave a comment down below. That would be even better if you're watching this and it's not live anymore. So we are getting deep. Man, is it already 54 minutes? That's all right. If we go over, we go over. Very sad. It is sad. You just never know. Why is the width of the film in metric millimeter and the length in... I know, that makes no sense. I don't know. I have no idea. And they do that with old lenses too. Like a 1-inch lens is a 25 millimeter lens. 2 inch is 50 millimeter-ish. 3 inch is your 75 millimeter telephoto lens. It's weird. I know, I don't get that. It's like saying, yeah, I shot a nice roll of 2 3/8 inch film today. Or whatever. I don't know what 35 millimeter. It's not 2 inches. Ooh, the special secret stuff. Yeah. It's got to be something freezer. Fundraise 1, donate to fundraise 1 and donate to suicide prevention. Oh yeah, the book. I know. It's real, people. I mean, you know, it's real. And 2, number 2 pencils. Ooh, maybe. Ooh. Shoot it, yeah. The world needs more film footage with Piper. I know. Well, you're going to see her in a minute in my film. You could shoot it at Super Nintendo World next year. Take your daughter. I don't know if they play Nintendo games. My daughters, well, they play computer games. My oldest daughter plays computer games. We bought her a desktop computer. Piper loves playing games. You know, she plays the Wii a lot, but I have my old regular NES Nintendo hooked up, so we play Super Mario sometimes. Where's that at, Steven? How about shooting Sheila, my cellular? Oh yeah, Sheila. You know what we could do? We can have her hold my Chihuahua. I have the skeleton Chihuahua. I don't know where it's at, but I have a little, we have a Chihuahua, the real Chihuahua. So we found a skeletal one during Halloween, and I bought the skeleton one. I don't know where it's at, but Sheila could be walking her dog. Oh, Nicole found it. Yeah, we have this. We have to name him, though. I don't know.
Name's Coco.
Coco. Yeah, there's a reason why, but we won't get into that. Let's do something with that, Travis. Next time we get together. I need more magazines, books and magazines. Yeah, get some more. Lyndon, you're here. That's all right. We're going to show films in about 5 minutes. Frozen in Time. A person frozen for 50 years gets unfrozen in 2024. Dang. You need to write that for me. Mike Santa visits Piper. Ooh. Have your set, cheap costume. Man, I love these ideas. That might be good for the 160 because it's a little bit faster. Ooh. And we got to do it soon because I don't know how much. She's 9 now. I don't know how much longer she's going to not just say, "You're not Santa. You're just some fat dude in a suit." Hopefully there's no like 6-year-olds watching this that I just ruined Christmas for them. I want to do more stop motion animation. I know. You don't need actors. You don't need crew. You just need, time. Oh, it's a theme park. Oh, there's already one. Well, where's it opening, though? Where's it gonna be? The Corpse Bride. Yeah. I was going to name it Boner. They're selling tickets now, though. Just started. Santa's... Splice film with glue or tape. Well, polyester, you can't use tape. If you're doing polyester leader. I only use tape. So some people swear by glue. I like tape, but I think it's just personal preference. Oh, in Orlando. Ooh. May have to do that. Awesome. All right, so let's do this. I want to show you guys something. Excuse me, Coco. Oh, by the way, I bought this recently. Really inexpensive. And honestly, I don't remember how much it cost. But it's Kodachrome and Ektachrome sound film. And I have a bunch already. But anytime I can get it where it's expired in the 90s, it's a pretty good gamble. Especially with Ektachrome. Because Ektachrome was discontinued in the late 90s. Ektachrome sound film. Or 160, actually all Ektachrome 160. And this has the process before date, right there, of 2/1997. So this is really recent in so much as its final runs. I don't know what the actual year was that they quit making it, but yeah, that's going to be fun. I love shooting sound film. I know a lot of people are afraid of it, but I love it. 8mm movie film is here. Have you ever shot a roll of Super 8 with single shots? No, I mean, I have done some single frames, but not a whole roll. That's going to be 3,600 individual shots. But I'd like to do that sometime. I'd like to dedicate one camera. That's a great question. I'd like to dedicate one camera to just taking pictures. And then I have a frame-by-frame scanner. Now, I would probably run it for a minute. Not a minute, but 5 seconds at the end and the beginning. To give the scanner a little warm-up time and developing issues. That's a great idea. But no, not for the purpose of actually just pulling individual photographs. But for stop motion, I did. In the late 80s, I did some of that just for fun. But I want to do that. Dedicate a camera that will do single frame to just take 36 or 3,000 pictures. IE97. No worries, guys. Michael was just joking. Of course Santa is real. Please tell me you have a generator in Florida for your freezer. Yes, I do. And I lost power for almost a week 2 years ago during Hurricane Ian. And I ran the generator and it kept my freezer frozen. And it ran a lot. It ran my fans and the refrigerator and coffee maker and my big freezer. So yes, we were good. Save the film. You should put a little electro motor in Coco, make him shiver like the real Chihuahua. You know, don't you, Ben? Mine never stops vibrating. We call her the little I mean, she just brrr, brrr. Somebody comes over, brrr. That's a good idea. Like the toothbrush motor. Actually, in Orlando, there's something new called Universal Epic Universal, so look for that. Super Nintendo World. I'd love to go. Catch you tomorrow on replay. Hey, thank you, Lyle, for being here. Appreciate it. Don't forget to film again with sound. Single shots with the flash. All right, guys, listen. I'm going to show Mike's film. I didn't give it the respect that it deserved last week. He asked me to add some music to it. I did. However, I did not render it with the music properly. So we're going to show it. Somebody want to turn the lights off, please? Somebody get the lights? This is Mike's Tri-X. His word was art. You saw it last week. Here it is properly. If you guys cannot hear the music, please let me know. Awesome. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Rimjet. You did a great job with it. Thank you, Cecil. He did a great job. Very nicely done, Mike. You really did a great job on that film. I know where Art is. He sings again with Art Garfunkel. Bravo! Golf clap. Good job, Mike. So Mike's film has been completed, and I have sent him the finished copy. I uploaded his. I will be getting your original film out to you, I promise, soon. Wait, is that Wichita? Well, you'll have to ask Mike that. I think you're in that area, aren't you, Mike? I don't remember. Mike, you're in Kansas, right? Damn, same joke. Woo. Like when somebody breaks, oh wait, I like that part. I don't know why I love seeing like destruction and objects flying. I know, it looked cool, didn't it? Came out great. I know where Art is. Clap, clap, clap. Yes, Wichita, Kansas. That's exactly where it is. So somebody knows. You know Wichita. Sweet. Recognize the keeper of the Plains statues. Yeah, I see the tourism ads for it. Yeah, that was really well done. That was great. Thumbs up emoji. Thumbs up emoji. All right, so here's the deal. I got a question. Somebody asked, not a question, a statement. Somebody asked me, and they have a really good point. I got a comment on a video recently that, and they said, why don't you get a film professionally developed? Because I think it would, you know, they you know, they have a really good point, and I responded that that's a fair point, and it is to get some films professionally developed and scanned to see what it really, you know, what I could really get out of it. And to clear that up, I probably will at some point. And if I ever did anything, you know, professionally, shot a movie or something like that, certainly I would have it professionally developed and scanned. But I'm trying to explain sometimes to people that the only reason this channel exists is because I love the process. I love to shoot film, and I equally love to process the film and scan the film. I like that's my joy. That's my joy. You know what I mean? It's never going to look, as long as I continue to do it the way I do it, it's never going to look like you sent it to a professional lab that has the $1 million machines, you know, the constant movement machines and the professional dryers and the lint-free environments. But I've kind of become okay with that because I just enjoy doing the work. So that was a really good question, and it was a great suggestion, but I don't know that I would have a channel that meant anything to me if I just shot film, sent it to a lab, waited for it to come back, and then showed you the film. That's just not really who I am. Anyway, now that I've yacked that out. Filmboy24, have you ever had the issue where the film is wound too tight inside the Super 8 cartridge and won't run through the camera? Yes. Yes, I have. I'm not 100% sure that it's wound too tight, although it could be. Yeah. I have had some talks with Kodak over the years. I know there have been issues with the lubes and you know, the carts themselves. You know, they're not, I don't think they're all just made in one place, so, you know, there's some issues with carts sometimes. It could be that something was, you know, that the film is wound too tight. I've heard that, but I have had film not run through my cameras, new film, in fact. It's not very often for me anymore. I think Kodak is really on their good game in getting it figured out. But yes, to answer your question, yes. Somebody said your work was dirty on my 1014 footage. I know. Well, I mean, it's not. There's lint, there's dust, there's dirt, but I do everything at home myself. It's like being a mad scientist. Yes, it is. You get to stand back at the end and it lives. It's just, there's something very satisfying about touching the film yourself, about the anticipation of how well did I do this time, or what did I miss this time, or, you know, I'm able to sort of investigate all aspects of what I'm doing. If something comes back from a lab, I'll never know what went wrong. I admire that you home develop and scan your own film. It's inspired me to do that myself next year. Well, thank you, Renee. I appreciate that, and I really, I just have so much fun doing. I try to tell people, this is my golf. You know, I don't go play golf on weekends anymore. I used to a lot, but this is my golf game now. I really enjoy doing this. Eric says, just got my Tri-X film back, professionally processed and scanned. The quality was very good. Typical Tri-X, very expensive, and took 6 weeks. Yeah, it'll look better if you get it professionally processed. There's no doubt. And professionally scanned. But I don't know. I kind of like the way I do it. Silverhorse says, your way is more the vintage look, Mike. We like it that way. Yes. Yes. Wasn't it the new Ektachrome that had those issues? Yes. That I did have the issues with new Ektachrome. I was a part of their testing new processes or new carts, new lubrications for the Ektachrome 100. They got a lot of that worked out. They really did. But yes, you are correct, Ben. 160 sound film likes to jam a lot. Remember that day? I do remember that day. We could not get it to run. Anthony says, your channel has inspired me enormously to want to home develop Super 8. I think I already developed color and black and white 35 and 120, so your channel has given me the confidence to try Super 8. Thank you, Anthony, very much. I appreciate that, and the more people that get into this, the more excited I get. I really do. This is how we have to keep this film thing going. This is why AI will never take over, because artists love the process, not just the outcome. Great, great, great way to put it, Russell. Never listen to people who have nothing constructive to say. I say, and I certainly have nothing constructive to say, so don't listen to me on this. Yes. I prefer to do it myself, although I confess to sending most of my color to a lab. However, I shoot mostly black and white. You know, that's the thing. If I'm looking for a commercial product or commercial finished result, I'm going to send it to a lab, no doubt. But I'm typically not looking for that commercial result. But rotoscope and I live in. I've proven it. I always develop myself, even when it comes to Super 8 16. Just do a bit more 16, I will add a lot of depth. I should, I know. But my problem with that, Christian, is my 16 millimeter developing game is way worse than my 8. Especially when you get the 100 feet. I think that G-Now is going to help, but it's going to be mostly black and white because the color is just tricky. It's tricky when it comes to the 100-foot links. Rimjet says, to me it feels like paying someone else to build a Lego set for you. Like, sure, they might do it better, but what's the fun? Yes, you get it. Would have a go if I could afford a tank. Don't fancy throwing it in a bucket. I know, Lyndon, I know. So guys, here's my film. Now I will say this, Mike's film scanned a lot better than mine. Mine, the sprocket hole you'll see moving, I did not stabilize it. There was a couple points where I had a hair show up in my gate. It is what it is. I scan my own film. So it's not been stabilized. Kind of, I'm not going to justify it. You guys will see it. Get your popcorn. I gave myself the word time. It's something I always kind of wanted to have fun with. This was Tri-X that it had a expiration date, or it was manufactured in 1983, just like everyone else's. Who is Harry Gate? You don't know him? Oh boy, boy, boy. All right, here's time on Tri-X. Well, that was mine. Not perfect. I just had a lot of fun with it, though. Thank you, guys. Sometimes simple is the best. Yeah. Oh, Ben, I used my Canon 1014 XLS for all of that footage. I actually used two of them because this one died. That one's officially a paperweight now. And I took it with me. We went to and stayed in St. Augustine Beach, and that I had set it up on the beach, and did some time lapse for a while there. And well, you guys know. Boy, no professionals. Oh boy. Oh, thank you, Cecil. Feels like I'm watching. When I missed it. I feel like I'm watching one of those avant-garde films from the 1920s. Thank you, Jeffrey. See, I think Tri-X does really well indoors. I had to use like 5 lights for the table shots with Piper. It's really, I mean, it takes a lot to light Tri-X inside, but you can. You definitely can. Unless it stops. Yeah, if you shoot wide open Tri-X outside or at the widest focal length, you can expect it's not going to be super sharp. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Barry. Guys, I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun with it. That was the frame rate. It was, Mark, good question. It was 1 frame every 5 seconds. And then I shot the entire film at 24 frames per second. Thank you, Christian. Matthew, gracias. Thank you, Silver Horse. Not perfect is perfect. Yes! Can I reshoot my film? No! Yours is great, Jeffrey. We'll do it again. Rest in peace, my 1014. Luckily, I have 3 of these. But they're finicky. They really are. I love them, but, The time-lapse reminds me of the quasi-trilogy films. Or the Kotze. I'm not familiar with that, Jeff. That was very avant-garde. Avant-garde. I couldn't think of the genre. Oh yeah, very avant-garde. It was a bit like the Kuleshov effect film. Kuleshov effect film. Very cool. Thank you, Russell. It is. Yes, Christian. It is reversal film that I did process it as a negative. I love the artistic approach. You clearly have a talent for... Oh, thank you, Ben. Okay, guys, got to run. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Christian, for being here. Magic Mike. How about that? Thank you. The 8mm Canon of my TV. I'm going to steal a time-lapse for one of my short testing shots. Do whatever you would like, young man. I took over an hour. It took over an hour to do. Kotze trilogy. I love the first one. It's shot by Ron Frick. Christian, thank you again. Guys, we are going to have to cut it off. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. But man, did I have fun. I have a lot to look up now. All these films like The Substance Man, and I Like Movies, and The Closet of Dr. Caligari, and Dr. Mabuse. I have a lot to look up. The interior shot. Did you have lights? Yes, I did, Jeffrey. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 different lights to try to light that. It was hard trying to light the hourglass because it's entirely glass. So it was difficult to show the sand with this old black and white grainy film. But I did. I used 5 lights for that. Great fun as always. I know it goes by so quick. If we had an hourglass with the flow rate of almost sand left in our personal life, we might look at things differently. Wow. That's deep, Mark, and that's absolutely true. You're right. Every one of us has an hourglass. We just can't see it. Thank you, Barry, Mike, everybody. Had a really fun time. Remember, consume. Yeah, Ben, they live. Thanks for a great show. It wouldn't be a great show unless you guys were here, and so I really appreciate everybody being here every week, man. It means the world to me. I see new people every week. I love that. I absolutely appreciate our regulars as well. Haja, Bonnie. Thank you, Anthony. Good to see you here. Shoot more film. Yes, Travis has it. 8mm movie film. Thank you from all of us fanatics from the UK, film fans from the UK. One day I hope to make it to the UK. I just love my people over in the UK. I want to be there. I want to make it there one of these years. We'll have a meetup in the UK. Appreciate all of you. Love all your faces. I will see you on the very next stream. Peace.